Hello and welcome back to Career Mode. Today we are here for round 2 of the championship at the Bahrain Grand Prix. And without further ado, let's get in to the start of the video. And so on to the end of our first flying lap here, and it's been an okay lap. However, we are sort of struggling for pace here over one lap. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go, and as we go on to the end of the session, we're in P14, so we need to post a quicker lap time here, otherwise we're going to be at risk of dropping, and we improve our time, but only by a tenth or so, and that was just about enough to see us into qualifying 2, and if we hadn't have set that second lap, we would have been knocked out in Q1. So now on to our lap in Q2, we've had to use 2 sets of soft compound tyres in Q1, so we're only going to get one run in qualifying 2, so it's going to have to be a good one, and it's only P11 for the moment. And as the session goes on, we're going to drop down the order, and as we go to the end of the session, we have ended up in P15 on the grid for the start of tomorrow's race. And we'll take a look at the grid.
The race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Pierre Gasly and Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Perez, Butler and Kimi Raikkonen, Norris, Weber, Romain Grosjean and Bottas, the Rainmaster, Kvyat, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi, Albon and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid, and with lights out just moments away,
and now on to the start of the race, and it is 5 red lights and away we go for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've had a good start there, and closing up to the back of Grosjean now, heading to turn 1 now. Can we make a move round the outside, and we try and go around the outside of the McLaren as well as maybe the Alfa Romeo as well, and that's going to turn to the inside for us for turn 2, and we have made up 5 positions at the start to go up into P10, but can we improve that further? And we're in the slipstream now of Nico Hülkenberg, and we go to the outside of them to try and maybe get the position from them as the Haas squeezes us off the circuit there, but we are up into P9 and it's 6 positions up from our starting position, so not bad at all. And now on to lap 2, we're going to try to overtake Devin Butler here, but he does not give us much room at all, and a bit of opposite lock there to correct that. And now it's on to lap 3 now, and we're closing up to the back of the Haas of Devin Butler, and we're going to try and make a move up the inside here into the right hander, but it's not quite enough to go alongside, so we're going to have to wait for a better opportunity to pass him here. And now on to the start of lap 4, and we've got DRS on him, and up the inside we go into turn 1, as well as it being 3 wide up ahead of us here, and it's going to be the Haas taking the position back from us. And now on to the next straight here, and it's going to be 3 wide and maybe into turn 4 here, and can we go around the outside of these cars? Probably not here, as Verstappen squeezes us wide there. And now round the outside we have to brake as Verstappen goes very slowly, so does he maybe have wing damage in this race? And again into the next corner we have to lock up there again, and that puts us into P7 now, ahead of Devin Butler now. And now heading into turn 10 here, we close up to the back of Verstappen again here and lock up again. So can we overtake him with a bit of DRS here in this next straight? And we go to the left here, try and go up the inside of him into this next left-hander, and we make the move count, and up into P6 now we are. And let's take a look at our replay of that lap here, and we go up the inside of Butler, but then he comes back at us for turn 2 as he has the inside there, and he takes it back from us there. And then it's a lot of slipstream for us as Devin Butler tries to overtake the Renault car, and then we go to the left around the outside, but it's not quite enough as Verstappen squeezes us wide there, and it's still side by side as we go into this corner, and then we close right up to Verstappen there, as you see. And now it is Sebastian Vettel. He is overtaking Valtteri Bottas, this looks like, and yes, he's going up the inside, and it's still side by side between Vettel and Bottas here, and around the outside he's going to go, and it's going to be side by side through the fast right-hander as well, and Vettel eventually makes it stick. No, but it's still side by side, and eventually I think Vettel now has the position from Valtteri Bottas there, and now on board with Vettel now on the main straight, and he's in the slipstream of the Haas car of Grosjean, and up the inside he's going to go off 2 cars here into turn 1 here. And is he going to make this stick, or is the Haas of Grosjean going to squeeze him off? Yes, he does, and Vettel doesn't complete the move, and now it's on to Valtteri Bottas on board on the next lap now, and is Vettel going to overtake Romain Grosjean this time up the inside, as well as the McLaren car maybe, and up the inside he goes, and it's 3 wide into turn 1 and turn 2 as well, as the McLaren now backs out of that, and that'll give us on board with Bottas an opportunity to overtake the McLaren. And up the inside we're going to go and into turn 4, and Bottas makes the move stick there, but Vettel still hasn't overtaken Grosjean here, and now cutting on later on to the race here, and Vettel's going to get another opportunity to go up the inside of Romain Grosjean here, and they're still side by side, and it's going to be side by side again through this fast right-hander, and Vettel makes the move stick eventually on the Haas driver, and that was an important move. He doesn't want to be held up any longer than necessary, as we now come into the pits on lap 11 for the hard compound tyres to hopefully go on to the end of the race. Now it's Valtteri Bottas, and now it's his turn to try and overtake Romain Grosjean, and he puts up a defence here, but Bottas is still able to make it work up the inside, or is he, as he's going to come back? Does Romain Grosjean here on the main straight here, but then eventually Bottas has the better straight line speed there, and is the McLaren car of Lando Norris going to overtake Grosjean here, maybe around the outside into turn 1, and yes it is, and that's a good move there from Lando Norris in the McLaren. Now further back down the field it is Max Verstappen, and he's going to try and overtake the Renault cars here into turn 1, and it's 3 wide maybe, and then the Sauber Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen comes out of the pits, and it is now side by side between the Renault and Verstappen here, and is he going to make it stick? And yes he does, and now it's back on to us, and it's lap 14, and it's yellow flags, and our teammate Sergio Perez is out of this race. What has happened to him here? And hopefully it won't happen to our car as well. And now we're going to go on board with Sergio Perez for a replay here into turn 10 here, and coming out of the corner, and he's just stuck into second gear, and that is not good. That might be a gearbox failure, but I'm not too sure. But nevertheless, it is Sergio Perez who is out of this Bahrain Grand Prix here. But now on to lap 16 here, and we are under pressure now from Valtteri Bottas, and we try to defend from them, but it is not enough as they make the move stick. Or can we come back at them here, and with a bit of DRS as well, and we are now side by side with the Mercedes driver, and can we out drag them down the main straight? It looks like we can, but will they come back at us into turn 1? No they don't, but we make a mistake into turn 1, and we run deep into the corner with just too late on the brakes, and that allows Bottas to pass us here. But now it is Pierre Gasly, and it's into turn 1 here, and he is watching ahead the battle, hoping that he can join in on the action, but no, it's a mechanical failure for the Red Bull driver. That is so unfortunate for him, and then a car hits him from behind. I think it was the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen there, but that is a second driver now out of this race, and we're going to hope that this does not happen to us as well. But now on to lap 21 here, and now we've got Lewis Hamilton behind us trying to overtake us into the final corner, and he does so without too much bother for him. And now we have got Devin Butler trying to overtake the Williams of George Russell for P8 in this race, and he's trying to go around the outside of him into the final corner. And now on to the main straight here. Will he have the straight line speed to overtake the Williams driver, who's doing an excellent job to be in the position he is currently? But he's going to lose one to Devin Butler here, unless he can go back up the inside of him into turn 1, but not quite, as they're still side by side. But it is Devin Butler who comes out to take 8th position here, But no, George Russell comes back at Devon Butler into turn 4, and can he make it stick to take the position back? And it doesn't look like he's quite going to do that. But now we have Lucas Weber here, and he is now going to try and take 9th place away from George Russell here and onto the main straight, and it looks like he has made the move stick, and that is now down to P10 for George Russell, and he's only got 1 point remaining if he finishes in that position. But now it's on to the final lap of the race. We have got Romain Grosjean trying to overtake us for P5 here, and he's going to go round our outside here into the left-hander, and we have defended for the moment, but he is still to our right, and it's now side by side in the fast right-hander, and Grosjean's going to go up the inside. Massive drama here as he has taken P5 away from us on the penultimate corner of the race, and can we fight back and maybe lunge into the final corner? We have to go to the left, and that's not going to be enough, and we can't go around the outside there, so we're going to have to give away P5, and it's going to be a P6 finish for us.
Podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again.
And so it is Charles Leclerc who wins the Bahrain Grand Prix, followed by Sebastian Vettel to make it a Ferrari 1-2 as we finish in P6. And so if you have enjoyed this video, then do leave a like, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel to see more videos on F1 2019. So I will see you next time for another video, and goodbye.